Hi everyone, now I'm going to be tying an ant pattern. Now this was I tied 2 or 3 flies for a friend of mine just a couple of years ago, and to help him out, and he needed an ant pattern that he could see when he was targeting fish. Now I did tie him 2 or 3. Now I'm going to show you the 2 patterns. I've still got the samples here. I kept a hold of a couple of samples. Now these are the 2 flies I tied. The deer hair fly is just basically an ant, like black ant body. This one's got some legs on it. It's got the deer hair, obviously to help see the fly, plus obviously float the fly. I float the ant. The other one I tied was just a very basic, they're just basic flies. A standard sort of ant pattern, but in this case with a high-vis, obviously white CDC. Now the one that did best was this one. They both caught. I think the way I was when I was talking to him, this one seemed to last longer. Caught a lot more fish on it before he had to change up, and that was the main reason. Now I did tie it on this hook here. It was a Czech Nymph because they wanted the ant just to be breaking the surface film, like obviously the abdomen, the body of the fly. Sorry, did because it's on the curved hook. So kind of tied it like an emerger if you want to look at it that way. So it's like an emerger type, though they don't emerge in the river. They're terrestrial flies. They get blown on, but they do sink, and times that's the way the fish like to see them. So you've got to get your fly a wee bit deeper or slightly in the surface film. But as I say, I tied it on this hook here. This is a Czech Nymph hook. It's a lighter wire. There is 2 that Full and Mill do. They do a heavier wire, so you don't want that. You want the lighter wire. Though you could easily do it. You could tie it on the heavier wire if you feel if they're bigger fish as well, you might need a stronger hook, and you can beef up slightly the deer hair a wee bit. So anyway, thread I'm using a black thread, an 8/0. It's a uni. Now I have waxed the thread. All you do is I want to come round the bend of obviously the hook, so I'm putting the body into the surface. Pop that bit. The dubbing I used was actually just a new dubbing at the time from Full and Mill, this one. I used he said about a kind of browny black, so I used this Euro Nymph, it's black bronze, Peacock it's called. It's got a nice wee bronze bit of flash on it, I don't know if you can see it there. So, and it works, it's a lovely dubbing, like, even though it's meant for nymphs, it's a good dubbing for like this. So, dub it onto your thread, just to form the body, slide it up. And what I did was obviously form a shape. I came up just slightly more on the third, come back down, just tightening the dubbing when I need to, just get a reasonable shape. See what it's like. You could trim it slightly to help encourage that shape, or just take out the longer fibres a wee bit. Though you could leave it quite loose, or not do it any harm. I would certainly tie 1 or 2, a bit more bushier just to see. And then obviously there's a space between the body and the thorax, so I usually just build up the thread. So you look at this head thorax area. Now I used a bleached and dyed deer hair. I believe this, I'll throw the packet away, but I'm sure it's coastal deer hair, it's been bleached. But you could use white deer hair, anything that floats. You could use elk. This was just a finer deer hair, that's why I liked it. So trim it away, open the fibres out, remove short ends and any under fur, because I'm going to stack it. So tips first into the stacker. Just tap on your desk. Make sure the ends have lined up. If you're happy with that, remove it from the stacker. I say you could put on as much deer hair as you feel, but don't overdo it. I'm just looking at maybe just by the back of the hook, hold the wing, which gives the impression of the wing, but it's to help float the fly as well. wax on my thread, and then come round with a couple of turns, tighten up on that, 2 or 3 more turns. Now to help keep it on the top, you can come underneath a wee bit. If you do have fibres coming round, you can use a turn at the back and encourage it to basically stay on top. See what it's like. We get one wayward fibre. But the fish is going to notice, like, you could put a wee bit of dub in there. Now what I did was with this one, with the deer hair, I actually used some pre-knotted pheasant tail legs to give them, just to give it a more natural look. So you're looking for 3 either side of the wing. Now obviously if you bring them 90 degrees from the stem of the feather, the tips will naturally line up. You can tear it away at that point. And just encourage 3 down the sides. Just use the wing to separate them. And it's obviously the hook. See how they're sitting. Now they can be as long or as short. I keep them with usually within the hook really a wee bit. Trim that away. Put a wax on my thread. Tidy things up a wee bit. Yeah, bring my thread to the basic head length away and get some more of my dubbing. Same dubbing. Lightly dub it onto your thread. Just slide it up. Just line it up. Either just work up towards the wing. Want a nice, quite a thick thorax area to give that ant-like look that you're looking for. Anything going forward, stroke it back with your fingers. Again, you could keep it rough, and it's worth, as I say, doing ones that are a bit rougher, but I'll keep the shape of the ant. Wee quick look. I mean, that's ideal. That's the kind of look I like. Just take away 1 or 2 of these fibres. They're quite long. Then simply put a bit of varnish. I usually like a bit of varnish on my thread, and then whip finish. Make sure the eye's clear. There we are. That was the main ant anyway. As I say, there's the other version, just a basic ant pattern with a high-vis wing. Same with the deer hair, but there was this one, as I say, it seemed to last longer. You did catch a lot more fish on it, like. So there we are. Basic ant pattern. Something that's worth tying. A few, they're in different colours. They're size smaller as well, even a bigger. It's always worth, depending on the type of water you're fishing. You can exaggerate slightly in the rougher water, in the sort of more, the sort of open water, slacker water, that's more, if you can stick closer to the size. But when you're casting these in along the bank, you need to be able to see them, especially under the trees. Sometimes with a fish line, you need something like a post or a wing like this so you can actually see where you are. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, thanks for watching.